What's good, folks? Welcome to another edition of Don't Cancel the Culture podcast. Appreciate y'all for hanging out with us this week. We got a lot of good things we're gonna talk about. The main topic of the day is Kevin Samuels versus Nicki Minaj shocks the world. But we're gonna let you know who's all here today.
Yo, this your boy TK Money checking in on Don't Cancel the Culture podcast. You can follow me on Instagram at TK_money. Make sure you check out the Veterans Media and subscribe to Don't Cancel the Culture podcast.
Do that.
It's your boy Controversial Mike. Follow me on Instagram at MIC_LYFE. Make sure you follow the business page, of course, at Michael Seaman Design and slide in the DMs. But
Only for business.
Do that.
Hey y'all, it's me, Lisa Lee. Don't forget to follow me at attractive_smiley. And you also can follow my business page at C_more_creations.
Do that. It's your boy Stacy posting right here every day on the daily. But listen. It's not about me. We got a big conversation tonight. A lot of things we're getting into. But if you're new here, what we do, we give people a chance to log in. In the meantime, we touch on a lot of different current event topics in the meantime. This is Don't Cancel the Culture podcast. Appreciate y'all as you join the chat. Go ahead and say what's good. M. Robbie, what's good?
Hey.
Bolden Gamers, what's good?
Hey.
As you log in, talk back, we talk to you and all that good shit. We got a very interactive show. But once again, the main topic of the night is Kevin Samuels versus Nicki Minaj and the reaction from the culture and how mainstreams react to that shit. So we're gonna get into that towards the end of the show. In the meantime, we're gonna get into current event things. But how y'all guys been doing? How y'all been?
Been good.
Good.
So far?
It's been good.
Yeah. Black History Month. Hey. Happy
Black History Month.
Hey, Tisha.
What's good, Tisha? How you doing? As you join the chat, once again, say what's good in the chat. We'll holler at you if we're not in the middle of a topic. But so Black History Month. Speaking of Black History Month, the very first day of Black History Month, we had a bombshell drop on everybody next. This hit close to home because we are in Miami. So this topic right here is a very interesting one. Give me 1 second as I get it prepared for you guys, and I'm going to put it up on the screen. Just got to make sure everything all nice and pretty for y'all. Hold on 1 second. So, we got some Dolph fans over here.
Whoop, whoop,
and
whoop,
some crazy news dropped earlier a couple weeks ago when they fired their coach, Brian Flores. So people was wondering, like, why would they fire this guy? Because
he had a turnaround season.
He was getting some W's, and things seemed like there's a lot of momentum going forward. But he's always had slow starts. But Brian Flores has since then announced that he will be suing the NFL.
Nice job.
Big Vince, what's good, homie? But he will be suing the NFL. And some of the claims were the biggest claim is that what's good, Kashawn? But the biggest claim is that he was being offered $100,000
to lose a game,
to lose each game. $100,000 by the owner, Stephen Ross.
Wow.
So this is very telltale. This is something that's really big on the coach's record based on their win-loss record. They measure you based on that. And a lot of times he will outperform the roster that's on the team. His teams will outperform the roster, but that hurts when it goes to go and look for other jobs. So him as a coach that's fighting for his name to be clean, you don't want to have that on your record for a owner to be like, you're the guy that we're gonna take these falls for, these L's with. Like, nigga, I don't want that to be me. Why me?
And then he said something about they wanted to get a better draft pick. Yeah, that's why they wanted the losses.
Yeah, but that's still I understand when it comes to that. But him personally, that's not cool. We can't be out here working like that. What's good, Nixon?
Because at the end of the day, you can get dropped off just like this guy here.
So the NFL is staged like professional wrestling. It can be staged or manipulated. It can be very manipulated because the athletes I don't think are as involved in things being staged, but the coaches and referees, they affect who plays and not, and the touches people get, and they can manipulate it just like that. So Brian Flores also says there was some racism when it came to the Rooney Rule being applied. The Rooney Rule is a rule that basically says that based on any job openings, you have to give an interview to at least 2 people of color, I believe, or black men for sure. So any head coaching jobs or coordinator jobs. And basically when he went to apply for the Giants job, they set up an interview for him. And based on what he's saying is that they already had someone hired for the interview already, but they just brought him in just to make sure they reached the quota. That happened when he went for the Giants job. And he also said when he applied for the Broncos job, they didn't give a fuck about his interview anyway. They showed up to his interview drunk as shit, just didn't give a fuck. Like, all right, let's go ahead and get this nigga about the way. Yeah, what all right, cool. We didn't cross that I and dotted that cross that T, dotted that I. Now we can move on to hire the people that we really want. And it's right now, today as it stands, I believe there's only one black coach in the NFL. So right now, you know, this dude is going ahead and saying, all right, I may never get a job again as a head coach, but I will go ahead and die on this hill right here because I feel like it's much more important to me the way that they're doing me. And because he feel like he's been treated wrong. You know, once again, he's been outperforming his rosters. His rosters have been ass. They've been trash, other than the defensive backs that they spend a lot of money on. And understanding that the owners were wanting him to fail and to lose on purpose, and then seeing how they would start off the seasons playing horribly, and then they're going crazy win streaks towards the end of the season, it makes a lot of sense. And he probably seeing like, okay, the way that they wanted me to lose, it's affecting me and being able to get a job moving forward. And they doing me like that because I think they could do me any type of way because I'm a black man. Knowing it's harder for me to get jobs than anybody else. So what do you guys think about that before we move on to another topic?
That's not true.
I think that this is I think a lot of people, they aren't surprised about the racism still being around because we see it on an everyday basis. I mean, my job does that all the time where they do this thing that they say, you know, they already have the person who they're gonna hire, and then boom, they still have to do these interviews. Y'all job don't do that.
That's every job.
They already know who they're gonna hire, and they still have to do these interviews just so they could, in a sense, meet this quota. But for this guy, I do think that he took that step that was definitely necessary to kind of bring light to the people who aren't informed.
The craziest thing about this situation is that, you know, normally the Rooney Rule gives these teams coverage. Like, you know, we good. We hired, we interviewed you. So we did the rules. We interviewed you, had a black man come in. We reached our quota as far as our interviews. Now we can hire who we want. The issue is, before this guy went for the interview,
Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick reached out to him, telling him congratulations for getting the job. So, homie, I'm gonna bring up the text messages. Homie, released the text messages in a lawsuit. I'm gonna try to pull it up right here. Here we go. So, in the text messages, just gonna paraphrase everything. Belichick was congratulating him for getting a job. Homie, like, damn, you heard something I didn't know. And Belichick, like, yeah, from here from Buffalo and the Giants, that you're their guy. So I hope it works out the way that you want it to work out. And homie, like, coach, cool, but do you think that you think you're texting the right person? And he's like, oh, I fucked up, my bad. I misread the text. They want the other coach, my bad, not you. Some people saying that that Bill Belichick did that on some slick shit.
Yeah, I think so.
You think he purposely
petty
information?
That's what you call it.
Because that's how they run their organization. That organization, which is New England, they get away with everything from the deflate gate to Brady doing whatever he want to do. So he had probably some bad vibes with how he left the organization, and he just was throwing a little shade at him, saying, "Oh, my bad, I didn't mean to text the wrong person." He knew what he was doing. Come on now.
But I think Belichick got beef with the NFL. I know he has beef with the NFL.
Yeah, he does.
And he has beef with the Giants, so they always get him about the paint. I know you got beef with the Giants. So I think it could be he being petty to the Giants and stuff too, by y'all already got a coach and y'all trying to play with one of my disciples, because Flores is one of his disciples as well. So y'all was trying to play with one of my boys. Okay, I got something for y'all ass. But who knows? This all conspiracy shit. What you think, Lisa?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't think that guys are this petty, so I wouldn't have thought that. This is some whole shit. Let's call it spade. But no, I'm saying as far as these text messages go, but on the bigger picture, on the bigger scale of what's taking place with him, in the organization, and how everybody came out. Even who was it that released a statement, and I felt like it was very like.
Well, what does the statement say? Because you have Des Bryant has come out with some statements saying that he felt like he was in a position to fail on purpose. A lot of we know how this game works.
Yeah, but we
It's
know that
it's manipulated, but some people
No,
don't
I'm
want it to
talking
be
about
in spite of them.
organization.
The organization.
one of the NFL teams
Oh,
that released a statement.
I'm not
A
sure.
few of them, well, all three of them released statements.
I don't remember which team it was, and it was like very nonchalant. Like,
Of course,
it
they will
wasn't
be.
very professional, to me.
Of course they will be, but we'll see how this all plays out. So we can move on to other topics. I really hope we shed light and people could be taken much more seriously, especially with the past few Super Bowls. The top coordinators in the Super Bowls have been all black coordinators. So it's kind of interesting when you see these people go run the offensive defense and stuff like that. But then when it comes to looking at the total NFL, you only have like one black head coach that stays as things stand right now. It's kind of interesting, but let's go ahead and move on to some other topics. So I'm an R&B connoisseur, and I really like Neo Soul. I love Neo Soul. We got a Verzuz coming this week. It's next week.
Yeah, the day after.
They had the Valentine's Day. We got Anthony Hamilton versus Music Soul Child.
Woo!
Let's go, Anthony.
I got Music Soul Child.
Anthony's voice gonna crush it.
It ain't about the voice, it's about the songs.
Exactly. He got a lot of hits, man.
Listen, when they play that thing, it's gonna be hitting.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see, goddamn.
We're gonna see. So, what y'all think in the chat? Once again, as you join in, just letting you know, we're gonna get into the main topic. We're giving people a chance to get in, and we're going over current event topics. Main topic of the night is Kevin Samuels versus Nicki Minaj shocks the world. As you see down below, as you join in, make sure you smash the like button to help with the algorithm and all that good stuff. But so this is gonna be an interesting situation right here. I'm gonna be tuned in.
Definitely
gonna have a good time for this one right here.
This seems like a wine type of night.
Definitely a wine type of night.
Not no hard liquor.
Not no hard liquor. You feel me? Got to be on some good vibes type shit. So all right. So in other news, so Rihanna and A$AP Rocky have announced that they got a baby on the way. So little A$AP Rocky, little Rihanna coming. What you guys thoughts about this pregnancy right here?
About time.
Okay. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, I had a feeling that was gonna happen.
Okay, that would happen. People be fucking and got a lot of money. They care a little bit less about contraceptives and stuff. What you think, Lisa?
I think it is what it is. I just think that social media outdid themselves.
Oh, okay. That's how you feel. Tell me a little bit more about that right there. Why you say that?
I seen that this post was on like everybody page of how happy they were for this couple, and it's just like, is everybody posting just to post to say that they have it on their page? Or like, why do so much people care so much about this pregnancy?
It's because it's Rihanna.
Yeah,
that's their princess. Rihanna, we've seen her grow up from like 17, 16 years old upon the replay, and she's going all the way to a billionaire. So I think a lot of people have what they call a parasocial bond with her. That's a lot of people, cousin, friend, niece, and they damn mind.
So, this would look like they like the beehives.
Yeah, so that she has the Rihanna Navy. See? She has her own thing. She has her own thing.
Sorry, Rihanna, for disrespecting your Navy child.
Yeah, so I understand that much. So you've seen positive things. Okay, cool. So you've seen positive things. That's interesting right there. Cool. As long as it's positive. I've seen a lot of negative things, but
really,
yeah, I discussed it in the video. Yeah, but I'm not gonna continue getting deeper to that. But that is what it is.
Because they aren't married.
Because they aren't married. Yeah, because they aren't married, and they consider
and everybody's praising it.
Yeah, and they also
understand.
Yeah, they also consider A$AP Rocky to be a pokey, and also saying that he doesn't care about the culture, the struggle for black people and stuff. So
damn,
a pookie that doesn't care about the struggle. That's what people think about that situation. But
interesting,
very interesting. But it's either here nor there. Let's get into some other things. So, all right. So this person asked this question. So we're gonna ask you guys this thing too, and we're gonna talk about it. So this lady right here says, "I'm sorry, but why are hoes not good people again? Sucking dick makes you a villain. Like I can't keep up." So woman asks, "Does society instantly vilify promiscuous women?" So it was a long discussion. I haven't read any of these things. I don't think I want to go through all this because this is not the main topic of the night. But just to ask you guys right
I'm
there,
sure they vilify open promiscuous women who open with it and flaunt it.
you kind of low.
Oh, the ones that's open, they flaunt it, basically. That's who I feel they villainize. Like, keep that in the bedroom, girl. That's what I feel like. They don't have no problem. You could be a hoe in the sheets, be a lady in the streets. That's how I feel.
I just think that the word hoe in itself has its own negative thing about it.
I think this is stupid. Sucking dick does not make you a villain. Just a hoe and sucking dick, they're not synonymous to me. You could be a very classical woman, it's still suck dick. A hoe is a promiscuous woman. But but that's just playing with her words. But as far as vilifying hoes, I think it's like we vilify wife and hoes. We vilify that like what comes with that, or their decision making skills. Everyone loves a good hoe, depending on the type of vibe you in. Ain't nobody got no real issue with hoes if you're in a good mood, good vibe. It's not that deep when it comes to that.
I think it just really depends on the hoe in herself, because you have some good hoes and you have the hoes that will basically throw in your face all the bullshit, and then you have the ones who play their role. So I guess it kind of depends on the hoe.
Depends on the hoe.
Because what if you like to get your ass played with?
Whoa.
No, I'm talking.
She's talking about the wait.
And this same hoe out here telling your business. Now it's like, hey, calm down.
Will Smith.
Like when Trick Daddy, he was, saying how, he got his ass ate, remember? And everybody was like, hey,
I said openly promiscuous.
I mean, I still don't see the correlation with that. But I think it's the thing about it. It's not a vilified thing. It's not a villain thing. It's just like, I think they don't stay in their lane as far as the expectations. That's the thing right there. Just if you're going to be this way, just expect the certain reactions to you. You're not gonna be a villain. Just just expect the certain reactions. People may not wife you. Some dudes may wife you, but don't be mad that every dude won't wife you. And it's just cool. That's just how things gonna roll. It's just you can't just force your lifestyle on every single person. It just is what it is. Be who you are and be comfortable with your decisions and the reactions that come to that decision. I think people want to change people's minds about what they want to do all the time. Like, that's your decision. That's how you want to live your life. You can't force people to, accept you. Like, people want people to react a certain type of way if they're overweight. They want people to force people to like people that are overweight or they're looking, want to date them. No, like, people if someone has to want to date you the way that you are. You can't force nobody to like you if you overweight. Like, that's just how things are. You got to live with your decisions and things like that. It just is what it is. You feel me? Just move like that. But anything more you guys want to say about these hoes?
Reckless ass.
Wrong.
Reckless ass hoes.
Wrong.
All right. So what else we got on here? Oh, so speaking about reckless hoes, Madonna, she's still showing these Purdue cheeks. These Purdue unseasoned cheeks. She's a 60-year-old with a BBL, and she wants to let everyone see the work of her doctor.
She got a BBL?
I don't know what this is. She need to put that shit up.
She get the fat from?
Where she get the fat from? I don't know. Probably one of these black chicks she be hanging around with all the time, trying to steal their flavor. So some things should be left covered up. That's what Nelly says, and Nelly's receiving a lot of backlash for this shit. I don't understand why. I think he's
entitled to his own opinion.
Entitled to his opinion. I think he speaks for a lot of us. Some things should be left covered up.
Yes. I agree. Because we could have went without this 63-year-old woman.
Definitely. And she be photoshopping her pictures and stuff. She does not look like that.
Oh, really?
Hell nah.
I was about to say, that's her?
Hell nah. She be photoshopping this shit like crazy, man. But yeah, she's like that book we seen the other day, the 60-year-old Thought Next Door.
Oh, damn.
that's on Madonna. I'm sorry.
Look at the cheeks, y'all. Can you imagine your girl get her ass done? That's how she come back.
That's nothing. We're not rocking with that. All right, so let's keep on progressing. So Summer Walker out here with
the hell?
looking like she got a new hairstyle. How y'all feeling this?
She being a cosplayer.
She been a cosplayer.
Get it? Mortal Kombat.
What the hell she did to herself?
Drugs are bad, okay? This is when you do a lot of drugs and you have your support system is very weak. And you end up doing things like this when it comes to the face tattoos. Man. It's like she's going through a lot. I don't understand what's going on with people. I don't know what's going on with people, but this girl is always talking shit. This is this is
What's that?
It's a horse.
That's a horse ass. The horse ass of the hell. They said, what's her name? This is the other baby mama to her baby father, and they always talking shit back and forth. She look like Laura.
Damn.
Yeah, she going in on her. But Summer's embracing it. She's understanding what's going on. Sometimes people go through mental breakdowns. It looks like she's going through it. But if you guys are they said Prince Zuko.
Hey, wrong.
Prince Zuko. Oh man, y'all funny as hell. If you just joining the chat, we're letting people join in before we get to the main topic. We're gonna do the live reaction, Kevin Samuels versus Nicki Minaj, but we're almost there. A couple more topics before we get into the main thing. So, all right, so DJ Akademiks flew some chicks out and they're trying to expose him because they basically got played to the left. So right here, they're saying that his card was declined at the hotel room check-in. Come on now, it's DJ Akademiks, one of the biggest hip-hop platforms. There's no way this man don't have money. So everybody in the comment section was calling Cap on Home Story and calling her weird for this whole thing because several reasons why your car may be stopped. Yeah. But this whole situation trying to play out right now is a beef going on between Tasha K and Akademiks because Tasha K is trying to distinguish. Akademiks trying to distance himself between him and a blogger like Tasha K who spreads lies. He says everything he has is facts. She recently lost the lawsuit, the 3.8 million. We all talked about that last week to Cardi B. He said, listen, I ain't nothing like that because he just dropped some news saying that Kanye's been going around telling everybody that Pete Davidson got AIDS. So act like nigga. And people were saying like, oh, act you're gonna get sued like Tasha K. He said, I ain't nothing like her. I tell the truth about my shit. Tasha K felt some type of way, found some little skeezers that he flew out. Kind of found out. Yeah, they was from down here. They down here from the crib, acting like the chicks, and he basically just played them to the left and shoot them, and they felt some type of way and tried to release stories saying he was broke and shit like that. But story still developing. So
you call Cap.
Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is.
I just don't understand why just because a guy does something that you don't like, that you especially that has a platform, they have to go and bash them like this.
That's what y'all hoes do.
No, that's not what y'all hoes do.
Y'all like to talk shit. When y'all don't get y'all way, look,
hoes
she's like swiping that card and she like, damn, it's probably the bank probably flagged it to say probably they doing some like fraudulent activity. And she like, oh yeah, this nigga broke.
And the thing is, the card reader don't make the same sound as it getting declined. Do you do that? I got money in that.
Hey man, listen,
the card never been declined. That should make you shame.
Don't. Not if you know you got money.
Yeah,
that
should make you
don't feel ashamed.
Yeah.
But you looking at registered person like, yo, I just got fucking paid. I know this thing got money in it.
You still feel ashamed.
You're like, man, what the all right, cool.
I feel ashamed when the thing, and I know I have money in the account. I'm like, damn, I'm broke.
I feel annoyed and inconvenienced.
Yeah.
But, all right, so let's see what else we got. So Michael K. Williams, Omar from The Wire, they say they've charged 4 men for his overdose death. Good. And these are drug dealers when it came to the fentanyl. The fentanyl being in his laced in his heroin. Yeah. So they're charging those 4 guys, and they're gonna see what's up with that. So we'll see how that's developing. Hopefully it scares people when it comes to lacing these drugs with fentanyl.
Drug in general.
Drugs are bad, MK.
Okay.
All right. So before we get into the main topic, I just want to show, before we get into the main topic, it's been a lot of coverage when it comes to certain things and how people want to use things to push narratives. So this clip is going viral, and a lot of female heavy blogs are using the edited version to discuss this clip. So I want to show you guys the edited version and see how people are going crazy and off the rail with it. This guy's usually on the seat at the table, but this is a different platform called Tonight's Conversation Cards. Once again, that you guys are joining this chat, I'm letting you know that we're going to go over the main topic in probably 10 minutes, but we're just letting more people get in before we get into it. So this is the pre topic right here. So this is just about how people cover certain things to push narratives. So let's watch this. Hold on. Boom, boom. Let's get that.
I would love for my wife to be at home all day and she just does what I say.
Are you married?
I love that.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
I would love for that.
Are you married?
You would
really
like
okay.
Can you repeat that? Can you repeat that?
No, I just want to know because everyone's giving opinions as if they're married, as if they're a union. If they're not, that you can't speak on that. I had such an opinion on marriage before I was married, and once you're actually legally married, it's changed.
Like she was married.
I didn't say it humbled me. He said that ain't humbled me in my life.
That's unfortunate.
I was married.
That's unfortunate.
I absolutely.
So hold on. Let me say this. Let me say this. I want to go back. You said if you had the preference.
Yeah.
I want you to say what you said again, and then
if I had the preference, I would prefer to have full control over my wife. Or
full control over my wife.
Let him explain.
What is slavery?
Let my man explain. Tell us truth. Tell the truth, King.
It's cool. If I had the preference, I would love for my.
And that is where the clip stops. So you see how that seems very, very wild, right? Mm-hmm. Out of context, like, oh, this is a wild rabbit beast of a man just wants to control and have his wife as a slave. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't provide full context. That's why some sites are very dangerous in the way that they cover things, especially with the way that they're trying to make it seem like men are when they're speaking about certain topics and when it comes to evolving around relationships. Now, let me show you guys the full thing in context. But you see how she kept finding peace. Even she was editing him herself live in the conversation. Every time she was triggered, she wants to cut him off and react without letting him fully deliver his statement. But I have the full clip right here. Let's check it out.
I would love for my wife to be at home all day and she just does what I say.
Are you married?
I love that.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
I would love for that.
Are you married?
You would really like okay. Can you repeat that? Can you repeat that?
I just want to know because everyone's giving opinions as if they're married, as if they're a union. If they're not, that you can't speak on that. I had such an opinion on marriage before I was married, and once you're actually legally married, it's changed.
Like she was married.
I didn't say it humbled me. He said that ain't humbled me in my life.
That's unfortunate.
I was married.
That's unfortunate.
I absolutely.
So hold on. Let me say this. Let me say this. I want to go back. You said if you had the preference. Yeah. I want you to say what you said again, and then.
If I had the preference, I would prefer to have full control over my wife. Or
full control over my wife.
Let him explain.
What is slavery?
Let my man explain. Tell us truth. Tell the truth, King.
It's cool. If I had the preference, I would like to have full control. Just me as a person, I like having full control of all of my situations.
100%.
So if it was my preference, I would prefer to control her entirely, but I know it's not realistic. And I also know it's not right. That's the traditional part of me that I have to correct because the modernist in me is telling me that, hey, listen, she can do everything that you can do. You need to help her embrace those roles. So now as me getting into my modernist, I'm like, yo, listen, I want you to do this. And I'll tell you that I think you should do this. But if you do that, I'm not going to shame or scorn you for it or break up with you for it or be crazy, depending on what it is.
But his subtlest mindset in terms of what he wants in a wife, but he has to adapt to the times when the times are just influenced by social media. Yep. The woman you wanted, you could have found 40 years ago. But because the woman has evolved into this, hyper masculine feminine, unfortunately,
bridge.
She's
she definitely exists.
She's looking for Laura Winslow.
She's not a looker, and she's kind of stupid, but she exists.
No.
Okay, so you guys can see when you see the whole discussion, the totality, it's totally different from the way that the media is trying to perceive what he's saying. It's totally different. But if you don't let people express themselves how men have never been able to before, get out our full thoughts, you always going to continue to have these preconceived notions, these preconceived narratives in your mind. You're not even going to want to hear it They didn't even, whoever that cut this up in the first place, they're disgusting for even cutting it up like that in the first place.
It looked like they only just heard that part and said, ooh, here goes something.
Here goes something, and let's continue to find something to condemn these men speaking about. He spoke about growth, completely about growth, and aligning with a lot of way that a lot of ladies think. But they chose just for purposely to take him out of context. That's fucked up. What you guys think about that?
Yeah, that is
it's definitely fucked up, because at the end of the day, because he is a black guy, you know, they always try to put this narrative that there are men that don't support black women and they this and that, but that's another topic. But yeah, we definitely have to start listening to the full story and not just half of it.
Not just half of it, but it's what if you can never get to the full story? Me, I do this shit. So I know how to find the original content. This is why it's important for people like me to have platforms, because I'm gonna try my best to make sure the full story is out there. Because some people, they will never show the full story. They'll never show full context. That platform is bigger than the original context. So some people first time seeing that man speak. So if they see him in the future, that's all they're gonna think about.
Yeah, he's some nasty guy.
Ain't shit.
Now leads us to the main topic of the night. You see, I do everything for a fucking reason. So the main topic of the night is Nicki Minaj and Kevin Samuels had a conversation. Now we all know a lot of times things get to some certain people, especially if you are at the pinnacle of a person's in the entertainment industry like Nicki Minaj. Only the most viral moments are gonna come to your face. Now, Nicki Minaj and Kevin Samuels had an exchange. It was a very interesting exchange, and she spoke about some of the things that she's seen of him, and it was pretty interesting to see. Tonight, we're gonna do a live reaction for the first time. We're gonna watch this and talk about it and break it down. You know, we'll give you guys a chance if we have enough time towards the end to call in. Let us know what you think. But we're gonna talk about what we think about the interaction, social media's reaction to the whole thing. And we're gonna just have a little fun, hang out, all that good stuff. So let's pull up the video. I'm gonna make sure we go with sound, and we're gonna get into this reaction. Let me make sure everything is rolling over here. Boom, 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 boom. Good to go.
I heard it was blood clot.
All right, so that's good. All right, guys, let's kick back, check out this live reaction, and see this whole thing play out right here. Bada boom.
I'm old. We might need to 911 over there. So.
Let me tell you. You see, let me tell you why I love the universe, and I am a firm believer of the universe.
Okay.
Listen, I wanted to get on and talk to you for a very long time.
Is that right?
That's very right.
What we got?
So I want to know what you gotta, let's have this real talk. Let's have this real talk. Because I know a lot of times when people will speak to you, it's like they trying to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if you call somebody trying to be funny, yes, I feel if you call somebody trying to be funny, then don't be mad at what you get. If you call somebody that, and you're really trying to, sincerely ask questions or get information or chat, then that's different. So I want to talk to you.
Okay. What are we talking about?
Well, what do you rate me?
Is that what we're starting off with?
Yeah.
Do you think the men rate women?
No, I thought, because isn't that what you do?
What have you seen in my content? Have you just seen like the clips?
Yeah. I think I always see people calling you and you tell them, you ain't no such and such. You lying to yourself. You ain't this.
What I typically don't do is I don't typically rank people. I ask if they rank themselves. I usually ask these questions.
So let's start it that way.
Yeah. How tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
Dress size?
My dress size?
Mm-hmm.
Bendadon said, my dress size? That's a good question.
What do you say?
I guess 4.
All right. And on a scale from 1 to 10, you can't use 7. What would you rank yourself? Fresh face out of the shower, just you.
Yeah.
That's how I always ask the question.
7.
Can't use 7. That's why 7 is the most common answer.
Really?
It's the default answer for most people because they don't want to go too high, they don't want to go too low.
Well, no, it ain't a default answer for me.
Well, let's see. I would give you a 9. I would give you a 9 because you have facial symmetry and you get additional points for eyes, full lips. See, I'm an actual image consultant. I'm sure you deal with a lot of people who take your pictures and stuff and so forth. You have a symmetrical face. And so it's much more based upon facial symmetry. It's not based on European beauty standards or anything like that. It's much more based upon what babies, animals, human beings have evolved to find attractive.
Wow.
You get additional points because we have evolved to find more slanted eyes, somewhat attractive, especially when they're not on Asian.
Wow. Wow.
But that's not what gets translated. Most of the time, people take my clips and cut it down to something that's gonna make a viral moment. It's gonna start a conversation. Take the good with the bad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Have you seen anything else that I do?
I saw one time when you checked this lady for, I guess it was a white lady or a Hispanic lady, and you was like, oh, you're not gonna come on this show and talk down on Black women. That's what the fuck you're not gonna do.
Yeah.
And so again, that was a clip. I didn't see the context really, but
well, I get a rap of hating Black women. And it's far from that. I mean, there are over 50 Black women who report that they've gotten married as a result of watching my content in the last year.
Really?
It's on my Instagram. I actually had a young sister just post up saying, hey, as a result of you, I snatched your ring. I just actually posted a brother who was about to move to the Dominican Republic, and he found his wife in my Facebook group. Like 12 couples have gotten married in there. But that stuff doesn't get publicized. But when I'm talking about relationships, I'm talking about men and women, but because I'm Black, I'm talking about us. And at the time, I would bring stuff in, and then a lot of times sisters would say, well, men, when they get to a certain level, they only want white women or this or that. So I let women from other races come in. I'm like, okay, well, can you learn anything from them? What would you teach them? And the one woman came in, and she thought she was going to do what I did to Black women. I'm like, hold on, wait. Now, we can talk this way, but Karen, you sit your ass down over there. Because I don't play that. I wouldn't let, despite popular opinion, I love my mother, I love my daughter, but we do have to have a family conversation. And what's starting to happen more is actually we're starting to have more conversations about this. It ain't comfortable, but we're starting to see progress.
All right, so let's stop right there real quick. So it's been a very interesting exchange so far. You had first, she's speaking on the viral things that she's seen, such as the ratings. That's very salacious. That's one of the first things that he got known for. The rating. That's very salacious. And it's been a lot of crazy reactions to it. We're gonna get more deep into the reactions, but it's always going to be. Also, I want to talk about him mirroring her attitude. If she's calm, want to have the conversation, like, okay, cool. You respecting me as a person and as a man, so we can have a cool, calm, collective conversation. And she's speaking from a different perspective than many of his other callers. She is actually an attractive woman. In my opinion, I think she's an attractive woman just on facial features, and also she is someone that is comfortable, and she's pretty much, she has much more privilege than other women.
I feel like she's a celebrity one, and I do think that he was more calm with her than he would have been with other females that aren't as attractive. I think that he was very calm, in my opinion, all because we've seen other videos where girls were rolling their eyes and they had the same tone as her, and he's like, stop batting your eyes and this and that with them.
But one, You want somebody else's platform, you got to be much more respectful than.
But she did the same thing. He said nothing.
What you mean?
You didn't see her doing all of this?
She's on his platform. I mean, I'm sorry. He's on her platform. So he has to be respectful to the host and let her rock out, because now it's a game plan thing. Kevin is going over there to try to get exposure to pull people over. So you don't go to someone else's audience and disrespect them on their audience. You want their audience to fuck with you so you can be able to bring in more people to come and take your information. It's not about just dominating and whooping every interaction ass. Dominate everybody. It's if you have a message and you want more people to consume your message, then you're trying to get as much people to hear it as possible. So if you're going to go on somebody else's platform, you're trying to win their audience over, because they're not gonna come listen to you. So you don't go over there and just insult the host. So that a lot of times when people come on his platform, you can't come on my platform and insult me because this is my shit. I'm the king over here. Over there, she's the queen over there. So you got to come over there and be much more respectful and, abide by the rules and play his game on her court. You feel me?
He played it all right. I think he said that I don't give ratings, and we've seen him give ratings too.
He humbles people.
He asked them of their rating.
He asked them, and then
7 cannot be it.
Okay, and then he also says, "You a 2 by at best." Y'all remember him saying stuff like that?
Yeah, he says that, but
that's him giving his rating.
It's in context. It's in because he'll ask somebody based on who you are, what do you want, and then he asks them to rate themselves. They rate themselves. They rate themselves and
too high in his opinion.
He'll based on his opinion, he'll be like, basically your expectations too high for you are. Let me let you know really who you are. And then he'll always go back to I'm an image consultant and blase. Y'all know the spiel, but it's a reason behind everything. It's not just to just talk shit to you.
He's a relationship coach too now, no?
He just say everything is image consultant, but he talks about relationships. But when it based on
I asked that because I'm like, if you're an image consultant, how is this in relating to relationship status?
If you're a woman, men are visual. So it has a lot to do with relationship status. As far as if you want a certain type of man, how you carry yourself is very important. It's very important, especially if you are up on a higher echelon of a man. You want a beautiful woman that that's gonna look good on your arm. All those other things come into play as far as her personality, her will, her drive. Those things are important when it comes to just you guys personally. But just on some picture taking shit, or go to the mall or out to dinner, or trying to get some investors and stuff like that, you want to have a beautiful woman on your arm that looks presentable, so her image matters. It matters. And also it matters when you're raising children and you want your children to look at their mother as a role model, and she has a very powerful, refined image. That shit matters. So it's gonna matter to a man. You think about those type of things. Then you just gotta, if you're a lady, you just gotta understand that that's just how we are. You could be upset about it, you could cry in the shower about that shit all you want to, but that's just how that shit rocks. And another thing is they discussed so far. I'm surprised that she's seen him checking a woman based on talking shit about black women. I'm surprised that that's something that got to her eyes, because
I've never seen that.
I've seen it.
I've never seen
I know the video you talking about. She went on. It was some. She looked like she from Nebraska. Yeah. She went on. She was playing a part. And she started to like throw some sign language. And he caught her. He was like, you're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that. She said, "What? No, you know exactly what he's doing." He shut her down right there, and he kicked her off the show. He said, "No, y'all not gonna come on my show and try to disrespect black women like that." No.
Yeah. See, I understand. What I'm saying is that I've never seen that shown by major media outlets that's dominated by women. I've never seen them showcase that. And even with this conversation, we're gonna get into it later. They didn't show that part. That's that little clip of her saying, "I saw you go viral for checking white women for disrespecting black women on your platform." They didn't chop that part up and put it on social media outlets. No, they chopped up other portions of this conversation to put out. But we're gonna get into that. Let's continue this conversation right here.
Well, let me ask you this just outright then. Why do successful black men date outside of their race?
Well, I would say this. When I look at men, I split them up. Guys that I consider to be in the industry, music, entertainment, athletics, and then guys on the business side. Business side, because I come from that side. But more often than not, black men want to be with black women. 85% of black men are married to black women.
Oh.
When I had my guys come to me, even after they got themselves together, like Dennis Furling, the guy who just moved, he found his black wife in my group. Black men want to be with them. The problem is, let's be honest, in my lifetime, we weren't really raised to learn how to get along with one another. We can kick it, we can hook up, but can we work together long term? And I mean, you're married now, right? Okay, relationship is a skill set. It's different than dating in short term. We really want to talk that kind of stuff. And what successful people who are doing good in their professional life want to fail in their personal life. And in the Black community in particular, when we fail in our personal lives, we pay a huge penalty because so few of us get married. It's almost like we like to see people's marriages fall, but we need more of those things in order to build whatever we're going to be, because people may not like my method, but I want to see more Black men who want Black wives get with Black women. And that's the outcome we're getting. It ain't pretty, right? Sometimes it ain't pretty.
Can I say something? Real quick? Black women, can we stop talking about if these niggas want us or not? Excuse me, Kevin. This is not. I'm talking to Black women real quick. Can we stop posting all day on TikTok? Because I newly went to TikTok and I just kept seeing this. Mm-hmm. Black women, can we stop talking about if these successful Black men want us or not? Mm-hmm. Like, can we just focus on us and we be successful, and then we go out there and we decide who the fuck we want? Because what I've been seeing is, I feel like I've been seeing men using that as an opportunity because they've been hurt and somebody done and they've been using it as a way to come out and lash out and poke fun at Black women and use it as a way to feel like they somebody or they something. Or so for all you niggas that's doing that on TikTok, wherever the fuck y'all at, eat a dick, go away. Nobody gives a shit about you. And I want Black women to stop fucking posting about whether or not y'all want Black women or not. Okay? Well, I want Black women just to focus on themselves, be successful, and then you go out there and you decide the trajectory of your life. Okay?
Well, here's the thing. There's a lot of hurt on both sides. And especially in the Black community, we don't really do a lot with counseling, therapy. I recommend therapy often because we got a lot of stuff individually that we want to deal with. And marriage and relationships are not for everybody. And I'm just ultimately I ask people, what do you want? What do you want? And what are you prepared to do to get what you want? And are you willing to pay that cost? It's really the conversation, but it always gets kind of whittled down. But at the end of the day, what we are seeing is, especially if you're under 30, it's harder for guys today under 30 than it was from 50 years ago, because you can't take care of a family on out of high school or just coming out. So they're at the bottom. Mm-hmm. And I just had men's week, and I told guys, look, while you're under 30, work on getting yourself together, because like it or not, you're really not in a position like you should be able to work with, lead, do anything like that. And you see the hate, not the hate, but the hurt on both sides, because a lot of times people will use these talking points to go at and poke women over here, but that's not what's going on right now. This year, we're past the sound. I mean, we still laugh, we still do all that stuff. We're talking about self-awareness, and moving the needle. I'm in LA tomorrow talking with.
All right, so not to get too far away from the point that you want to make. I heard you make a remark, so I want to get your reaction to that. But if this is his platform, if this was someone else, he would have fought back on her point when it comes to women being successful.
Yeah,
he would have fought back against that. This one,
definitely
he let her have it, because he definitely feels differently when it comes to women. being successful in choosing who they want. He thinks differently fundamentally when it comes to that. So he chose to let that one slide.
But that's his main platform is that. So for him to just basically just let it go, and that's what you preach to all of these different women so much, that's fucked up. He should have checked her right then and there. If that's who you are, if you want people, like he said before, people like negative shit, right?
Yeah.
So if he would have had, it would have been a bigger storyline if he would have gone head to head with Nicki Minaj about what he feels a high value man or whatever the case is wanted. Because people like negative stuff. And that's what he does a lot of the time. He tells a lot of women that they are supposed to be, if they want this type of man, they need to start from young and try. You can't wait until you're this age to think. And we know that you have to, years pass to become successful. You just don't wake up and get out of high school and you're successful unless you're, your money. Your family has money from the jump or something.
Yeah. So I think that right there was a business move. That's what you were saying. Cerebral guy. He's a very cerebral guy. I think at this point in time, it's also a troll.
You think so?
It's a troll low key for him to be on her platform completely.
Yeah.
Just for him to be on her platform, it's a slap in the face at all the women that was in the chat talking shit, like drag him. They were saying talk shit, go in on him. So that portion was a portion that was chopped up and that was put on to all the platforms that's ran by ladies, because that is they say that low key she was speaking about him while on the live
speaking in general,
that dress and while speaking in general.
But that's how it seemed though. It looked like she was pointing the finger at him to say, like, pretty much like saying, like, speaking in general, and then saying like, okay, where you at? You gonna punch back? You gonna say something? And he just was like, nah, not today. I'm just gonna play it cool, like how you say I'm on your platform. But to me, like if I was him, if I was on somebody else's platform, I would have kept it 100. I would have been like, no, this is how it is. This is how it go. Women need to understand her place, her role, and keep it like that. I understand the business move, but you still want to throw some shade in there just to juice up the situation and let people know, like, hey, I'm Kevin Samuels and I stand by what Kevin Samuels say all the time. Okay. He had to be disrespectful with it. He just could let her know, okay, I understand, Nikki, how you feel about X, Y, and Z, but this is how I feel about X, Y, and Z, and kill it.
It's agree.
Politics, man.
I understand.
It's politics.
Yeah, I know. It was a business move. It's probably something else coming up.
It's politics. Huh? He got, like he said, he got more exposure on her page. She probably got way more followers, way more fans. And he just said, everybody drag him. She ain't drag him. They have a civil conversation. He didn't do nothing wrong. Now, guess what? When everybody come up to her and say he did that, she'll say, no, he came to me respectfully.
Well, my thing is, if he's truly trying to help out women, if you are on a bigger platform, why wouldn't you have used that time? If you are truly trying to help and not try to benefit in this way, you should have used that time to tell how you truly feel.
But the thing is, it's from her point. The whole thing is from her.
They're having a conversation, right?
About her. It's about her. It's not about other black women. It's about her. She started off saying, no, treat me like you treat them. And it became, all right, rate me. She did it. The whole conversation is surrounded by her. It's her platform. It's around her.
Okay. But I just looked at her Instagram. KS got like 1 point something million. She has 173 million.
Exactly.
Followers. So it's a totally different
ball game
as far as what he's trying to do. Akademiks recently said something. Shouts out to, first of all, shouts out Chick Smooth. That's my boy. Make sure y'all go over there and show love to my dog Chick Smooth. Always got the best content over there covering him. Salute my G. Keep it a great work. Chat, y'all. Show Stacey some love too. Super chats, likes, and shares. Appreciate that, Chick. This is my boy, man. We had a good conversation the other day. But Akademiks went over there. He spoke about Kevin Samuels in the Manosphere talking points. He said a lot of the talking points will never be taken in by mainstream media. You have to give a digestible version of your talking points, especially if you want to go mainstream. So he said that, like Fresh and Fit, he talked to them. He said, listen, you guys got to make a decision whether you want to be the top of the totem pole when it comes to this niche market, or you want to cross over. If you want to cross over, you're going to have to tone down some things because those main platforms, they're not going to fuck with you.
No, because they too harsh with it.
Too harsh with it. But he said Kevin Samuels. First he said Kevin Samuels is not going to be able to do it. But then again, he retracted a little bit and said Kevin Samuels has much more of a je ne sais quoi. He's much more smoother in his delivery when he goes and have conversations with people who are more mainstream, so people could be able to take him in. So this is a play for him to be much more consumable by mainstream media. I understand it, and what happens with that is your core harsh standards is going to be a little washed out.
Watered down.
It's going to be watered down. But for you to have growth, what you got to do is just hope that, you know, once I get big enough, my old shit's still on my platform. So if y'all want to go and get that, it's there. The same way when, you know, as he's gotten bigger, when people say, oh, he only goes in on women, he has it on his track record. You can go back and see him talking to men. So hopefully this is what his mind state as I get bigger and try to be much more consumable to mainstream media to help more people. You know, those people will have my other things to go back and pull up and watch and get the information is there. It's always there. So I'm just trying to think. That's what
so you think moving forward, he's going to be watering down a lot of his conversations as far as how direct he is to certain women?
He'll be repackaging it.
Yeah, he's evolving basically. He's moving to the next stage of where he's planning.
Yeah,
I just think he just watch what he say to who he talking to.
Sure.
So, yeah. So if he's with a big boss, big huncho muncho, he know what points to hit, and he know to keep his damn mouth closed. Like how everybody else, LeBron James gonna be LeBron James in front of the camera, but LeBron James ain't gonna be LeBron James off the camera.
Yeah,
that's just how it is.
Who is it that he also had a conversation with? It was a girl.
Yeah, Brittany Renner.
Not Brittany. It was
Tommy.
Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy.
And you see how he treat her versus
real nice.
Yes. I think it definitely depends on the status of the person.
Also, when you're in it's different when you are in an entertainer. You treat your peers a little different than you treat normal people, because your peers, you want to get money, you want to break bread with them in the future. So you're going to treat them a little different and how you have conversation with them, because, you know, you want to leave that door open. You ain't going to, you know, disrespect them. A lot of people that, you know, coming up in this YouTube shit, it gets a little muddy because people throw mud on their peers, and that fuck up some bags for them in relationships. Because a lot of times your peers are going to be in position to give you bags in the future. I remember in college, they'll always tell me, you know, your classmates are going to be the people that help you get jobs. Some of your classmates are going to hire you. So that's the same thing in the industry. Your peers get you the bag. So that man trying to network, and listen, her platform influences a lot of women, probably the most women ever as a rapper. So let's continue this conversation though.
A famous sexologist, a womanist, feminist, to talk about things that that people on my side may not understand, to further open the conversation up. Because that's what we have to get to. We got to end up, for whoever want to be involved with whoever, we got to end up having a better conversation, because while we're separate, fighting, everybody else just eats off of us. That's really what it looks like. So, but,
okay, Kevin. So since we got to get down to the business chat.
Go ahead.
Now, do you think a man can have sex 3 times a night for the rest of his life?
Those guys can't.
They can't?
Not for the rest of his life, no.
Well, how many times they gonna be able to do it?
It's how much he's working. It's how much he's working. That's why I say it's different on.
But wait, listen, hold on. How many times should a man expect to have sex? What is, in your opinion, how many times should a woman give their man sex a week?
A week? Mm-hmm. I'm a fan of the as often as he wants it.
No, hold on.
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. You look at, like I said, I look at guys. Most guys I'm talking to are working 10, 12-hour days. Bernie Mac said it. I'm gonna come home and give you 50 strokes. You count them if you ain't got time. Most dudes trying to walk around like they porn stars. Look here, man. Get good at foreplay, eat some pussy, and get on. Because we gonna have all that time. You get old, our back hurt, our hips out.
Oh no.
When you get older, but I think a healthy sex life 2 to 3 times a week is what most people are doing because they got kids.
Yes, no, I understand.
But when you're single, no kids, whenever you want to.
Yeah. Well,
she's like, I don't know about that one.
No, I understand because yes, things change when you have to be looking at your baby and a lot of I get it. I totally get it. But let me ask you something. Do men really want, because I was having this discussion 2 days ago, do men really want a woman to be all up under them? Baby, hi, yeah, ooh, or do they just say they want that, and when they want that, and when they get it, they be like, because I feel like me being mean is what, yeah.
The late great Patrice O'Neal said it the best. We want you around, but not around. He made a comedy bit where he said, we want you in the house, kind of like around the corner in the vent somewhere. We kind of want you to be like a cat. You call a cat's name, hey, babe. Okay, you there, cool. We just want to know you in touching distance. It's really all we want, because we really
and I feel like I'm like a man. I feel like I'm, a lot of people throughout my life would tell me that I'm like a man, because I remember people would tell me I shouldn't expect as a woman to have a climax every time I do it, right? Like Hilton. And I said, excuse me, are you out of your fucking mind? Why wouldn't I want to climax every time I have intercourse? Just like you want to climax when you have intercourse. And I was accused of being like a man. Not in my, this is years ago. And I knew that wasn't gonna work, child. Because it's not only about you.
Well,
what do you think about that?
Well, so when I go to LA, I'll be talking to sexologists. Shambu. There's a lot that men don't understand about sexuality. Most guys, you ask them what the Kama Sutra is, they don't know what it is. They don't know anything about tantric sex. They don't even know that. You couldn't even show them the anatomy of a vagina and they can understand parts. Just weren't taught. So, if you know what you're doing, you should have as much orgasm. You should. You're multi-orgasmic. You can have more than we can.
That's right.
So the point is that I think that was part of the purpose of going down there, to have this conversation, because women's sexuality is so misunderstood by men. So a lot of guys make comments about women in not knowing, and they make decisions based on women. And I say ultimately this: if you ain't getting married, what the fuck you care about a woman's body count and who she fucking with? If you ain't gonna take ownership of it, and if it's yours, you need to learn what to do. Because
well, if I was a man, I would still care about who a woman is fucking. Just
safety, as long as it's clean. I'm talking about, there are guys who worry about things. Here's the thing: there's ownership, and then there's dating. We do a lot to disqualify one another, and we got enough stuff already disqualifying us.
Oh, right, to put women down.
Yeah, I mean, or to discount men too. And I'm like, well, in the context of a relationship, it's different than people who are out here just hooking up. If you're gonna just be out here hooking up, you need to be. I would assume you would want to have a good sexual reputation. You want to be a dead lay or a weak fuck. That's not a good look.
No.
People are like, I'm so lost.
No, I'm not lost.
No, I'm talking about people in the
I want to put it on. I want to put it on a person. I don't give a shit.
Well, yeah, I've seen the videos. I heard. What were you talking about? The blood. What is a blood? What is that?
Blood clot.
I'm serious. I know. What is that?
No, it's just a term that my family, my Jamaican people who I love very much, it's just a curse word that they use. Like with a blood clot, they deal with pussy. You understand? So that.
All right, I've heard that before. I'm like, I didn't know if it was a curse word. Well, good to be on here with you. You got any other questions? Because I got to get packed.
You said he got a what?
Get packed. You going to LA?
Gotta finish talking to my people, but I want to tell you that I appreciate you joining me tonight.
Appreciate it.
And I don't want to, and to everybody that's wanting me to diss this gentleman or anything, I'm not going to do anything because I don't have proper information, and I don't do shit to get attention or to get clicks or to do no clown shit. If I hear something and I understand the context and Kevin and I wants to talk, then we'll talk. But I'm not just here to diss nobody. So
Appreciate
Kevin,
if I say some shit you don't like, feel free to talk about it.
I will.
Okay.
Kevin, we're gonna have to have you on Queen Radio in a month or two, okay?
Let's do it.
All right. Take care.
Checkmate.
Just like I said, politics, baby. Now he going on her show.
Checkmate. Bigger platform, your message spreads wider, and you get people. You still those people coming to your platform. But one thing. So I seen something about people saying that someone said let me pull it up. Put up the homies thing. So all right. So they said what Kevin saying pushed out is a major threat to the establishment, and also someone said what they're speaking about is being seen by the higher ups and stuff like that. So now this is what I will say. I think that with Kevin Samuels leading the explosion of a lot of men speaking about how they feel about relationships and stuff like that, talking about that, I think it's something that's going to make the eyes of a lot of people perk up as far as these businesses and stuff. The dating market has always been huge. It's huge. The self-help market has always been huge. It's been a big money maker, but it's been mainly with women. Mm-hmm. Now they're seeing that it's profitable with having men in it, having this type of conversations. They're going to start soon. They're going to try to start putting some good money behind these men and some platforms behind men. But I think right now they're just trying to find the proper way to do it with not upsetting everyone else. But what's happening is you have the men that's here for the conversation and the women that's already been there for the conversation. Yeah, they may be mad and upset at the things that the men are been saying, but they're still consuming. They're still active consumers. They're seeing the same ads as the men that they disagree with. So that's going to be huge as far as these corporations, these big wigs, as far as how they want to align with men like Kevin Samuels in the future. And I think he's trying to continue to grow, push things forward for men with these platforms. But as far as other things they discuss, what you guys want to say?
I think that Nicki Minaj was asking a lot of questions that were irrelevant in a sense.
Irrelevant? Yeah.
Irrelevant, yeah. I don't think it really mattered.
I think because her audience is, a lot of them are not, they're surface level thinkers, not to disrespect them, but when it comes to a rap artist, she's not like J. Cole or Kendrick Lamar. She's she's fucking Barbie doll type shit. So they're not gonna be on no deep below the surface thinking and shit like that. So I understand why she tried to make it a much more of a fun conversation as she did. But it all makes sense to me. Now I want to pull up some reactions to. Hold on, gotta go ahead and you can't just press the button. I don't mute it like that.
Just mute on the side.
Why you get? That's what I try to do. That's gonna turn the phone off. But all right. So social media has been reacting to this whole thing. It's been an interesting play on how they've been reacting. Let me pull up some stuff. So like I told you before, everyone is basically picking and choosing which clips that they want to pull out. So right now they're pulling the clip of him rating Nicki. That's one thing they're trying to talk about, him rating her, and everyone is saying, "Oh, he didn't go hard on her. He didn't call her this." First of all, he's not you. For these ladies, he's not you. The man, I mean, she's not you. She's not you. She's much more attractive than the average woman, in my opinion. And homie explained the reason why he thought that. Why do you guys think that they wanted her to be disrespected on the same level as the other women? Why do you think they expected that?
No, the women like to break other women down.
I can test it.
It's plain sight.
Yeah, I think you see that shit all the time on social media. I remember. It's funny because I see dudes do this too, but I remember having a conversation in the comment section speaking about black men and black women. It was some girl that's saying how she loves black men and stuff like that, and another chicken came and said they don't love you though. They ain't never gonna want you, and it's like I'm like, what type of shit you on? How you gonna come to your sister, whatever like that, your black sister, and tell her that the men that she want is not gonna want her, they're not gonna want you, and I'm like, that's some disrespectful shit. Yeah. And then I've seen other people in regards to Kevin Samuels in comment sections. If they're speaking about him, and say for instance, a girl will come and say, "Oh, you guys just being too sensitive." He say some real shit on his platform. Other women will come. Oh, the other woman come and say, "I don't know why you defending him. He will rate you a 3." Like, shit, you are disrespecting her your damn self,
right?
And you saying you weaponizing your ideas of him to go ahead and attack him the same way that people take harsh words from other cultures and use it against our own race, use them as words in the endearment or whatever. They flip them, weaponize those things on us too. So it's like
nigga
and stuff like that, or nigger or whatever, coon or whatever thing they want to take from other cultures. And that's I find it kind of fucked up. I think a lot of times women are the biggest haters to other women. What you think?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
What you think, Lisa? You're the woman here.
I do think that a lot of the times women try to make other women feel how they feel about certain situations, and they want other women to understand them on the same way, in a sense. So they try to inflict whatever pain that they felt when they heard the conversation or when they experienced whatever. So they want you to feel the same exact way about it. So a lot of the time when a woman, especially on his platform, if they felt like it was a disrespect for all women, and then you have women that are coming that is defending him, or they're saying that they don't see any problem, they try to inflict whatever pain on them in whichever way that is. Most of the time it's talking about the woman's looks, because they know that it's going to get a reaction. Women, and I can attest to this, we know what to say to get reaction out of people, rather men or women. So of course, if you say, hey, you saying this, and girl, if you go on his thing, he gonna call you a 1, a -0. Now you mad as that female because it's what, bitch? I ain't even talking about that. I'm talking about X. Now y'all having a conversation because now you trying to defend yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's some big hating shit. Another thing, a lot of people, a lot of the comments that I've seen, they're saying that this is the most kindest that they've seen Kevin.
Yes.
On his platform. All the blogs in the comment section, that's what people are saying. And once again, she set the tone in the conversation by saying that, what she said, based on she see people come on his platform trying to basically be funny with him, basically trying to have attitudes with him and stuff like that, and she just want to have a conversation, so she's not gonna give him that energy. One thing the homie used to always say all the time is that he mirrors energy. So if you come with me being respectful, I'm gonna be respectful to you, and I don't think it ever led to that point, especially when you put also into the fact that he's on her platform. So I just don't get why people want to see so much conflict. I get, these are, it makes for good entertainment, but just for our own minds, healthy thought process, we should think that conflict only comes when it's warranted, not just two people next to each other. It should just be an explosion, a combustion of energy. It should be warranted. We shouldn't be expected to, anytime we come in a room, even if we have opposing thoughts, that it should be expected for us to be at each other's necks. We should be able to have a conversation, but things could lead to that. But if we understand that we could check that shit and have a conversation, have good dialogue, then we could have some resolve. What you think? What you were gonna say, Lisa?
I don't remember what I was gonna say.
I'm sorry about that.
I just think people the reason why you had a lot of the comments like that, because I was reading it today at work. It's just that a lot of people just don't know. They just don't. never seen, I should say, Kevin Samuels that's like, low key.
Starstruck.
Yeah, like this vibe like that. In case if he was speaking to a regular 9 to 5 person, then the outcome would be different. So, that's probably why they would say something like that. But like we were saying, we understand, it's a bigger picture. He's trying to move probably in a different direction. He don't want that, image that he is the type of guy that, you come on his platform and we understand it's your platform. If you say something, he gonna bash your ass. If you say something, but he probably might try to take a different direction to open up different doors and different avenues. I could attest to that, because as you could see after the end of the debate what they had or the conversation, she was just like, "Hey, I want you to come check out my radio show." Yeah, so I understand what he's trying to do because he don't want that image where is this guy named Kevin Samuels. Oh yeah, he always about women or men or whatever he's saying. He always has a negative outlook towards everything he's saying. So I understand what he might try to take a different approach.
Yeah. But the thing is, he has been kind on his own platform to other women.
Yeah, he has,
because he matched the energy, like he said.
Okay,
he has been kind. If you go to his, if you go down to his videos and look, 9 times some of them, yes, he gonna match that person energy. Then there's one where you surprised with the girl, she talking to him respectfully, and he comes to respectfully. He's shaking hand because
I think that it's different. I think that it definitely depends on how the chick looks. I've always seen when the girl is more attractive or if the girl has some type of high value job that he treats them differently versus a girl who has 2 baby daddies and she is not as attractive. I do see that happen. So when you say he comes off as matching the energy, I understand when it is an attractive girl or he finds that person to have some type of status, he treats them differently. But for like a regular chick who's not that attractive and she has these high expectations, he already in his mind, when he, like I said, what he always said, let's do it. That's him already having his own perception about that person. And he's going to go in, let's do it. And most of the time when he does say, let's do it, he going in on that person.
Well, but here's the thing. When he do that, he talks just like that. And they come with straight negative energy, off rip.
I understand that. And I understand that because nobody likes to, because nobody likes to be turned. Nobody likes to sorry, I'm looking for it. Nobody likes when somebody's talking down about them. He's
not talking down. He's talking just like this, just like he come like that, and they come at him because they seen the clip off of Instagram or something. They come. That's why she said, "I see how you were there," and they come trying to be joke. Then he said, "Oh, what? I'm gonna match that energy."
But I'm gonna tell you this:
energy, like, and even in it, everybody knows if that person more attractive, you're gonna be more nice to them. Exactly. That's offered.
Pretty privilege exists,
and
yes, that's true.
Everybody know that it happened at every job. Now, if this person is beautiful, it's known as that's already out there. Cool, yes, it's known. Then there's some girls who are not that, who's not on her status, who comes to him nice, and he gives that same energy. Because once again, the beauty is I forgot is the one who holds it. Because you could say she cute, I could say she ugly. It depends on who and who, and then. Like I say, he has some girls on there who I'm damn, she look cute, and you treat them nicely, but other people say she ugly.
Yeah, pretty privilege is always gonna exist when it comes to the world. That's still him being realistic and showing them how the world gonna treat them. You have give much more leeway to prettier girls. You give much more leeway to powerful men. People just have more exist based on, society, the power that they're given by society. It is what it is. So, he gonna be nicer, have much more patience to a pretty woman. Aren't we all?
Right.
Aren't we all?
Sometimes them pretty hoes be disrespectful. You be having the Kevin Samuels there. What? Get the fuck off my channel.
Oh man,
what you was saying though, bro?
No, I feel you on that though. That's some real shit though.
And he has had beautiful girls on there who came out disrespectful.
Yeah,
he said, "Get the fuck out my shit." Don't play it blind.
Like I'm saying, I understand where you're coming from, but for the majority of the time, he does have a lot of regular people on his platform. So I've always seen a lot of him treating these, and he tries to choose the uglier looking because he goes and look at the profile. It's very rare that he, chooses a dime for the entire podcast or whatever is what his screaming. It's
but it's the
rare.
thing. But it's the thing. Does the dime need advice? The world is an oyster. Like, she doesn't need her advice. She's not on his platform hunting for help or trying to, like, Nicki Minaj. She's gonna just catch it. Yeah, Nicki Minaj's gonna catch how she get it. As far as the if it comes to her face, she's not hurting like other women. Women in her status, they're not hurting for attention or
for a man.
They could they have more access than these other women. Some of these women, that's on there, they're trying to figure things out. So you're gonna have people that they are at a disadvantage with a lot of different things. I'm not gonna say most of them are ugly. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say most of them are down bad, but they have a lot of opportunities for improvement, and that's the reason why they are taking in this content.
And I also think too, on a celebrity status or a person of high value, like high class, high end, female or male, they're gonna probably hit Kevin up privately.
Yeah,
they're not gonna go to him and say, "Oh, that he live." They ain't gonna go like a Meek Mill or a Beyonce going, "Oh, let me holler at Kevin. Let me check in on him on his live." They're not gonna do that. It's gonna be a whole planned out, sit down TV, live stream, professional type vibe, like how this was.
This. Not that this was planned before.
Not saying that it's allegedly, not saying that it was planned, but it's gonna be a type of sit down type shit where it's like, okay, this is what we talking about. X, Y, and Z. It's not gonna be. What have you ever seen besides Nicki any celebrity that's been on his live?
Mike, you might be on to something.
I'm saying it's planned because he's not sitting there looking at her Instagram to say, oh yeah, because everybody knows when you're on live, you have to be on there to send the invites for the request. It was pre-planned, and boom, this is pre-planned.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He said he's gonna be doing things like this in the future.
It's pre-planned because Nicki Minaj, Brittany Renner, come on. He's attracting that crowd. He's getting the celebrities, more celebrities, more people who have fallen behind, a more status quo.
Because everybody know who Kevin is at this point. This man, come on, man, this man verified. Everybody know who he is.
I just think, I don't know if everybody knows. I just think that the people, when you look at certain things, you know who he is. If you into like spiritual world or world star and things like that, then you've seen a couple clips. But if you're not into social media like that,
you wouldn't know if you're not on social media.
No, you wouldn't know if you're not on social media.
Exactly.
It's
he's getting more celebrities. Boom.
Let me tell you, I'm on TikTok all the time. I've never seen Kevin Samuels on there.
So you see his disciples though.
Right
now, one of the biggest trends is women talking shit about men with podcasts. So and most of them are like talking about men that take talking points from not just Kevin Samuel, but men in the manosphere and the red pill community. So they're definitely referring to him.
The League of Legends.
So it is what it is. The conversation's moving forward. So let's see what y'all saying. It's definitely a business move on Kevin Samuel's part, for sure. Definitely acknowledging that. My homie been going off, and Billy been going off in the chat. I would just follow Kevin around all night and say anything half funny, dude is so boring that anything kind of funny would get results. Yeah, he got that uncle humor.
Yeah,
the uncle humor, man. He say, "Cuz you hate Kevin Samuels, cuz." No. Kevin Samuels, nah. She thinks he's entertaining. She watches him. She find him entertaining.
I don't really watch him no more.
Not no more. It gets repetitive, so I understand.
That's why he said. That's why he's trying to capitalize right now, because he know that 15 minutes.
He said that. He said he gonna have 15 minutes. He's trying to use it up. He's a very, very realistic dude, Just somebody else coming up after him.
Yeah, the whole 2021 on lock.
If a regular woman compared herself to being like a dude, he would have went in.
That's true.
But he would have went in. You're right about that.
That's true.
But it's like it's different when she was like she's asking. Her approach is totally different than other people are. Other people, she's asking like, is it okay for me to do this? So she's asking questions, and she's a lot of times when he was talking, she's sitting there just quiet, sitting there listening. So you could already tell she's a damn wife. She know how to give a man space to speak and stuff like that. And he was quiet and respectful to her as well. So just the energy that they had in that conversation is much chill. But once again, you're right. He's much more respectful to her than other people. Because it's playing on a platform to make sure that her audience could consume him, so he could take some people over. All right, pretty woman feel entitled, and she needs to be checked not to think that she can control the narrative by bashing men. Nicki doesn't have the mentality of women, that's meaning the other women that comes on the platform. There's a difference in his attitude, All right, okay. So Kevin Samuels got a plan. He's gonna come away holding the bag. At least he's doing something positive for it. In a lot of industries, you have martyrs that go when they take bullets for people, especially when in the beginning of the industry. One person that when it came to modern talk show shit or talking head that's been a martyr has been Charlemagne. That boy took a lot of bullets and has learned a lot. Been threatened to been canceled a lot of damn times. Based on shit he said in the past, shit he's done in the past, and that man has switched up totally different. But it's it let a lot of other people come in and be similar shock jocks like him and be successful. You've seen people take the Breakfast Club platform and do similar things as far as their YouTube shows and grow their YouTube platforms as far as things that was usually on, like say for instance, their own websites and stuff like that. They've taken radio shows and conversations, put them all on the internet, and that's it. Let a lot of people grow. People try to be shock jocks when it comes to that. You've had DJ Akademiks when it came to just hip hop vlogging and stuff like that. The Twitch streamers and stuff like that. Just normal people talking shit and talking crazy. You've seen how he's been a martyr, taking a lot of buzz for different things, and people seeing him like, okay, this is how I could come up as a nobody and make it. All right, that's what not to do. But based on things that he do, the arguments, the fights that he have, that makes it easier for other people to come up behind him. Right now, you're seeing Kevin Samuels and what he's doing his platform, how he's growing. And as he's growing and going through his growing pains and making way, you got other people that's on YouTube in the same space. You got some people like I know you guys watch like Poor Man's Podcast. You got Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews. You have a lot of other people that's coming up behind him in the road that he's paving, seeing that he's doing what he's doing, but they are in a much more probably consumable amounts that he's making way for them. So you have these martyrs that's going to go out there first, take the bullets first, take the arrows first, and walk that walk to make sure to pave way for the message to come through from other people that may get bigger than him. But what he's doing is very important when it comes to men in their platform. I've seen something DJ Akademiks and Andrew Schultz had a conversation earlier today, and Andrew Schultz says, when your peer is out here fighting against the establishment, that person may be your competitor. You guys may have a beef. You may not agree on a lot of things, but you got to support them as they fight against the establishment. Because if some shit goes against them, they get shut down for whatever. It's gonna fuck you up.
That's true.
So
real life.
It's real life. So you see certain things go on in the media. Like say for instance, all the podcast people that's supporting Joe Rogan right now. All the podcasts are supporting Joe Rogan as he's fighting for his freedom of speech, because every month or so somebody's trying to cancel him with his deal on Spotify because he got the fucking bag from Spotify. So they're trying to cancel him out there. So his peers out there, they're supporting him. You always see they can come in droves. End of last year, you seen Dave Chappelle, him trying to get canceled by certain things. You seen his peers, other comedians come out there and supporting him, because that person out there is going to be the most boldest. They're going to put their money on the line to be able to speak how they want to. You like, okay, yeah, go do Do that. Take those bullets for us so we can be able to come and comfortably come behind you to be able to say what we want to.
That's true.
You know,
Yeah,
so
that's real.
It's like somebody does have to take the bullet in a sense to, open up different doors and shed light on things that they feel like wasn't, right. Just like the whole, remember when Monique had the situation with Netflix?
Yeah.
And, everybody was like, damn, this is it was something about her not being paid the same amount of money as other
Amy Schumer.
Amy Schumer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she has basically like the same thing. Just like Akademiks was trying to tell the girls about the Raising Sunset or whatever the show is, and with the
you mean
real estate.
DJ Envy was trying to tell people about that.
Yeah.
Real estate,
the real estate show. Yeah.
Right, and they were like bashing him, but he's trying to show them like, hey,
to fight for them.
It's a difference.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so you gotta support people even when they're going through certain things, So a lot of times I like sitting here and watching the industry react to a lot of these talking points and seeing what they're gonna do. It's very interesting to me. It's like a case study that I want to read upon. So seeing Nicki Minaj go and have this conversation, even though KS wasn't raw with it, it still was an interesting things for us to see on our own. But y'all know how that shit be, nigga. You don't go and take the and one tricks out to the real court because you may get stripped out there, or
get hurt.
They'll call a flag on you. They'll call carrying. They'll call carrying on you. So you can't or double dribble or whatever. You can't take the and one tricks out to the mainstream.
Or travel.
League or travel. You gotta leave the and one tricks over there. So anything else you guys want to talk about before we head out for the night?
The big news now is with Whoopi Goldberg, what she said.
Oh,
what was that? I didn't really get to see it. What was that?
About the Holocaust stuff?
Yeah, when she said it wasn't a race-based thing and that was completely wrong.
Well,
this is my problem with this. I heard what she said, Mike, right?
Yeah.
And this is my issue. She's on the show that she's on is on The View, right?
Yeah, The View on Fox.
Okay, the show name is The View. My point of view.
Okay.
If you feel a certain type of way,
Funny.
right? Let's all be respectful. I know they probably have a script of what you can't say, because how big the show has became.
Yeah.
But that's how she feel, right? So what? That's her opinion. That's how she feel. Why they suspended the lady? Now the lady want to quit. She said she didn't want to come back on the show.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's the thing is. It's a fine line to when things become your opinion. When some people's opinions could be real offensive or wrong, and
I feel you.
Well, you got to address that. And because remember, this sort of the same thing. It's sort of what happened to Cannon. He said something sort of like that towards, You see what happened to him? He had to go through teeth and nails.
But why Nick Cannon situation? He said something or something, right?
Yeah,
we know what he said. I ain't gonna say it. So if you're gonna cancel him, as far as the company who tried to cancel him, why bring him back? You just contradicted everything you just did from shutting him down, from suspending him, firing him, slaughtering his character, his name. He has a family. This man got kids. He's married or whatever. He got about 10,000 baseball kids with the kids. Why?
Other news side note, he has another one.
But why? This is the thing. This is one of my pet peeves. I got a lot of them, but this is one. If you going to when you contradicting, if you're gonna say something, stand on that and keep it moving. Don't say, all right, you're fired, and then after you get all this real facts, all this backlash and all these facts, then you want to say, oh, wait a minute, let's discuss. Let's have hell no.
But that's how it is. But like you were saying, if his peers didn't stand up behind him and show the support that they did show, it probably would have went the other way.
Yeah.
He would have had the show back. And
then nasty ass was trying to bring the show back and flip the name of the show.
That's when people stand behind it because nobody was following. Everybody was like, what you said was kind of fucked up, like kind of wrong. But we're not gonna sit here and like basically tarnish and try to cancel you because be honest, the fair skin color Caucasian, they say some wild shit. They don't get suspended, they don't get canceled. They turn around, they release apology letter, and
that's it. They got their job.
Okay. So Candace Owens always love to shake the table up. So she says, poetic justice. Whoopi Goldberg, a woman who picked a fake Jewish last name for herself, getting suspended for a rant against Jewish people during the same week that she demands Joe Rogan's censorship and removal. God has a sense of humor. So participating in cancel culture, and then now you are on the stake. So that's a very interesting. I don't keep up with this stuff. That's a little outside of my peak, my range. But seeing that is like perspective, motherfucker. So I think if you are participating in cancel culture, you gotta be, willing to participate.
Yeah,
you gotta roll with them punches. It's a time to step down, like what a lot of people do. Hey,
you gotta roll with them punches.
Write your what you call it letter.
Resignation. Yeah, I have stepped down immediately. Yeah.
Effective immediately.
Yeah. So listen. So I think we always gotta you gotta be careful when you say things and how you move, especially as a person that on the platform. You gotta be very, very sensitive and think about certain things, because you're gonna have to stand on that shit.
Sure is.
Energy. So I think you got to give people room to grow. You have discussions, and you got to give leave gray area for them to grow and figure things out for the future. Because if you are addressing someone's mistakes or some shit like that, you want to always think that, okay, hopefully from this point they'll make a better decision in the future. It's not just to completely rule them out and not fuck with them ever again. I mean, you can if you want to, but I think if you are addressing something, it's that for either people to view it and to understand to don't make this decision, or for people to or for that person to take okay, you're addressing me, this is something I shouldn't do in the future, and they get a chance to grow.
Yeah.
So we'll see from that point.
Did y'all see I couldn't find it. It was a couple, they was dating for about 2 years, and they done smashed, they didn't have a whole relationship, and they have the same daddy.
What?
No fucking way.
What?
I couldn't find it. I was looking for
it.
Yeah, they have the same daddy. I believe.
Good God.
What I saw was it was a family who invited a 19-year-old inside their home, and he was treating them. They were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna adopt them." Then he low-key started to see the wife and a 19-year-old fool, he started peep game, and both of them ran off and had a whole. He just left.
I'm releasing a video on that tomorrow.
I was like, what? He was like, because he made a whole TikTok video saying, "You think you can hurt me? My wife of 9 or 19 years, a whole bunch of years, left me for a 19-year-old who called his mom and dad."
What?
Yeah, I released a video on that tomorrow. I'll drop at 11 o'clock.
I said, what? Situation. And it's more crazy because he was like, her family took him in, took the 19-year-old in, and brought them all, housing them and all that. I said, what the fuck?
Yeah, do your research, bro.
In other news too, I want to speak to a lot of us because it is Black History Month, and I've been seeing a lot of bad things on the internet as far as a lot of Black people dying, where it's just cases that are mysterious. Like this person, I seen a case where they said that he went on a vacation, a trip with his white coworkers, and then ended up dead.
Yes, I know.
And they said it was self-defense, and that's it.
Self-defense for what? Oh no.
And but I've been seeing I've seen a rapper that passed away. I've seen another rapper that passed away. It's a lot of different.
Speaking of, there was one where a Black lady had her friends or whatever have a sleepover, and they all woke up, and she was in the backyard face down.
That's a couple years ago.
So they said they're gonna reopen that. That's what brought her back up.
Damn.
So in the Cannon situation too. He was talking about how hard it was for him to have released the news about him with the new baby, and he sees everything that people posted and stuff like that, and how it affects him, as far as it was a difficult situation when he did lose his child. And a lot of people are talking trash.
Stop slanging dick. You won't have to have this problem. He having too much kids. I understand the pain. I understand the situation. I'm not trying to be blamed and act like I don't care about the situation, but when are you gonna stop having all these children?
He's stopping now. He's going through celibacy.
Not no more. He said he stopped.
No, I read an article today.
How many baby mamas does they can have?
Celibacy.
No,
like
he
9.
He back.
Oh no, that boy up there with it.
That boy up there, boy.
He's gonna have more.
And what's that case where that lady went on that Bumble date?
Oh, Lauren Smithfields.
Yeah, they said the same day another girl was found dead. Same mysterious, just like that.
Just like that.
Yeah,
it's a lot of girls.
It's on the same day.
African American.
Yeah, same day.
Y'all stay protected.
Because that family came down and said the police did the same thing to us, and we go da da da.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, man. Y'all
same MO and all.
Move out here, protect yourself and stuff like that. She's asking this. I think it's Lauren Smithfield she's referring to. Yeah. So, yeah, man. Protect yourself. Make good decisions. Don't become a RIP. Rest easy. Don't become none of that stuff. Understand morality, man. Have a sense of morality and take care of yourself. Because a lot of people be thinking, they're the exception to the rule when it comes to just doing whatever the fuck they want to, or they think they always everything gonna just work out for them.
Mm-hmm.
Not like it's not gonna the rules not gonna the game not gonna play out like
those rules don't apply to them. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up for the night. Anything else you guys want to say before we wrap up?
That's it.
That's it.
I forgot what I'm gonna say.
222.
So let's drop these socials.
Yo, this your boy TK Money checking in on Don't Cancel the Culture podcast. Make sure you check us out every Wednesday, where we on here live talking about all the hot things going around in the world. Make sure you can check me out on Instagram, which is TK_money, and you can check me out on the Veterans Media on Instagram.
Do that.
Yo, Controversial Mike, of course. Follow me on Instagram at MIC_LYFE. MSC follow business page at Michael Seymour Design. Y'all already know the motto. Follow.
Only for fucking.
That's how he said. Make sure you slide in the DM, but only for business.
Hey y'all, it's me, Lisa Lee. Don't forget to follow me at attractive_smiley. And you also can follow my business page at C_more_creations. And please don't forget to follow all of us and our Don't Cancel the Culture podcast page.
Do that. It's your boy Stacy. You can find me right here posting on a daily. But appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all smash the like button on the way out if you haven't already. This is a great conversation. I thank y'all for
tuning in.
But check us out next week. 9 p.m. 8:30 9 p.m. We'll be live again, having another conversation.
Another combo.
Yo.
But this has been another week of Don't Cancel the Culture podcast. Don't you ever do that.